Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I brought you into the grow room just to show you the extent of the daylight that's coming through. Now, I've switched the bottom lights off and I've got an angle poised lamp. This would be quite a dull room because we've only got a small window over there, and as I get nearer you'll see that that window is all steamed up because we are only single glazed. So what I've had to do this weekend is try and maximise that light that's coming from that window, bring some of the orchids back which don't need as much light, and those that require a lot of light I've tried to bring forward. And if we'll go down here and have a look on this shelf here, that's the big Coleogyne. Now that's coming along lovely. I've brought that from this shelf here and I've just brought it down. The sunlight does come through and catch this shelf, so that would be sufficient, and that is more of a warm grower, so that's going to stay on that shelf. I brought that No-ID Phalaenopsis there, and I brought the Sidera japonica there, and that's just a Phalaenopsis called Wild Peach. And on this shelf, that's a No-ID Phalaenopsis. That's the little offshoot of Phragmipedium olafgrus. That's one of the big three sisters Phalaenopsis. And this is the, which is this one? Camaridian. There we go. This is this one. And if I put that there, just bear with me a minute. And this is just a little shelf here of some little ones. I've shortened this shelf height here, and that's that little moniliform. This is one of the top shelves, and that's the Gracillicauli, the big dendrobium. This is the Coleogyne species, but it's a No-ID, and that's the Delicatum. That's been outside yesterday when we had all that rain. And what's Keith's done for me now is he's put 3 big hooks up there, and I've been able to take these 3 big cat layers out of the window, because this window is always open, this top little window is always open, and it does send a chill in now that the weather's altered. And so these now hang here just for the winter, so they will get sunlight, and they will also get the light from this one when I just put it on for you. Can you see how it alters the light? And that's the cat layer up there, Alatilio Santa Maria, and that gets the light up there. That's the Polyanthum, Dendrobium Polyanthum Cinnamon Primulinum, and that's up there in the window. And what I've done here is bring the dendrobiums as near to the window or the light I can get. And this is the Dendrobium thriciflorum, although it does say densiflorum, but that's the wrong label. And that's Springdreamer pollen over there. This is Comic King, and that's the Thunia bensonii. That's not shedding any of its leaves yet. And these are some of the Phragmipediums here. And this one's olafgrus. That one there is, let's have a look at that one, is Amelia aurea. And that one's doing fine. And this is the Humboldtii. And this is of course the other part of the Pseudolaminatum, with that new growth there, and that growth there. And just, I don't know if you'll see this, but just by the tip of my finger, can you just see? There's a little green growth. Oh, look at this. Oh, isn't it? You know, sometimes when you don't mither with your orchids and you just leave well alone, look at it. Look at that. I can't believe that. That's a flower inflorescence coming. Ah, and of course that's the same as the other part of it, and that's got the flower inflorescence there. So is there anything else going on any of these tips? No. Now these do need watering, and I shall do that shortly. That's the big chrysotoxum. Is that the chrysotoxum? Or is that the... no, that's getting sunray. So that's getting a lot of sunlight there. This is chrysotoxum with its nice big thick pseudobulbs. And the little succulents are just there in the windowsill. Probably the light's very bad here, I do apologise. That's the cakeys off the Dendrobium friedrichianum. That in there is the Laelia autumnalis, and the little Phalaenopsis tetraspis, which is flowered for me there. That just sits on the top like that, just getting a little bit of a companion. And if I can stretch over, I don't know whether this will allow me to. Now this is the Cattleya Seagull's Gem, Milleri by, oh I can't see that, Luteolia. And can you just see that there? That tiny, tiny little growth. Ah, I couldn't believe that. So that just sits on there. If I can hook it back without damaging it. And these are the Phragmipediums. Now these are going to get watered shortly. These are, this is Callipycingii. This is my Ballatum by Rothschildianum. And just have a look at that. You just have to watch you don't get rot. For some reason they do rot. And this is the one that I brought back from the brink, and it's got a new growth there, and actually it's sending some quite nice roots out, so I'm hopeful about that. Now that's something I've had to learn, you see, the difference between keeping them saturated and just keeping them right. Now what Ed has suggested is that I treat these as epiphytes. Just bear with me a minute. No, I've just blown some bark out. And this is another one. This is Rothschildianum, Giant Wings by Titanic. And this is the one that's got the new little growth there. So these will get watered today. And they're in this open type of a basket. And these have been put here, so that this enables these to get some extra light. And this is Dendrobium, I think this is Falco-rostrum, that's right. There is the Crumimentum. Yes, it's very awkward, isn't it, when the light's against me. This is Dendrobium adae. The one there is the Plicatile. Oh dear, the light is bad, I do apologise. This is the Lamellatum. And that's got a new growth there. And coming through there, this one likes it in the lava rock. So what I've tried to do with this top shelf is just put the glass, some of these vases are just glass ones. There's the pendulum there in that glass vase, and where have I put the pendulum? What have I done with... oh, there's the pendulum. Sorry about just moving you very quickly. So that's the pendulum there on this mount. That'll get watered now, and that's just going to shed that other leaf. And I'll just pick this one out for you because let's turn around. This is Stumpy, and can you see Stumpy's root growing? So not only is she giving me 2 little leaves, she's also giving me a root now. So that's a success story. This is one of the little no-IDs, Oncidium. I have no idea what it is. It could be one of the dancing ladies or something like that. It's still not recovered, of course, but there are 1 or 2 leaves coming out now which are not concertinaed, and it's definitely a lot bigger than when I first got it. So that's going to be on the road to recovery, not this year, but maybe next year. And as you can see under here, there's a variety of different ones. I've brought, I'll just go down one. I've brought the Phalaenopsis Prisci down here, and because just below this windowsill here now, when our weather turns really chilly, these will be protected from that chill. That's the Phalaenopsis Finleyi, that one. And I took that out of the basket, if you remember, and this is a deciduous one. This is the Tetragonum. That's a very small one, but that's been watered, and that's given me a new set of leaves. Can you see them? So what I'll do is I'll check these on a weekly basis and just see whether or not they need to be elevated up. And this one down here is the Macrophyllum, which I will water again. That's quite damp. Now that doesn't like bright light. So I brought this back down on the bottom shelf, and I get up now, and this is the Anglepoise lamp. So I'll show you around this side. That's the one that I put on that scrunch, and that's Laelia lobata. And although it lost the tip off that particular root, that root's fine, and that seems to be liking it there. And up there we've got the Holcoblossom, and that's the no-ID Phalaenopsis, and they'll be coming down today to have a water. That's the other part of the L.C. Bermondsey palm, the Cattleya, and that's just a piece of that plicatile that I'm just trying on that mount. I've got another mount up the back there. I don't know whether you'll see that. That's 22 karat gold. This is of course the big, let's see if we can get up there. That's Andean Fire. Beautiful. And that other bud's developing lovely. This is the white Phalaenopsis. And on the top shelf is the Miltassia Royal Robe. I brought some of the big frags up here. Well, which one's this? This is Las Marinas. There we are. This is the Richteri. That's got all that room there. This is Grande. This is on the top shelf. And that's the one from Madeira, the no-ID. This is the Garum Weaver. These 3 here are the ones that I got from Burnham's Nurseries, and you can see they're all coming on wonderful. This shelf that's the Aspasia, and that's how I water it, and then it'll be elevated up. That's that Cattleya, the Pastoral Innocence, and that other Pseudobulb's dying back, but I'm hopeful that those growths there and the roots in this medium will will be alright and it'll take off. That's some of the kingianums with the new growths. And the kingianums are down there as well. I'm not sure whether I need to actually elevate them up now. But I'll see how we go on with those. And we're over here now. That's the Dockerillia. This is the little Dendrobium Williamsii. And so what's it's enabled me now to separate everything so there's actually room around them so that they can all breathe and not be so cramped up for the winter months. Oh, there's the big lobby on the back wall there. And I've been able to put the fan over in that corner, the oscillating fan, so that oscillates all around the room. This fan here directs over to the cattleyas. And the shelves are looking quite full now. I've got one or two little pots here that could take another orchid, but of course we're in the middle of October here, and any good orchid grower wouldn't actually start and ship orchids out now, because this week we're going to go into a change of weather, and you don't want to have orchids in transit when the weather's bad. So I think everything's looking really healthy. These will get watered today. They look a little bit cramped, don't they, against this back wall, but then they're still going to get enough light, and I've put the back of the basket sitting the back of the wall are where there's no roots coming out, and then come the next spring when I'm able to, I will be able to bring them back into the window here and then move the shelving over that way. It's just something that you have to do. He thinks some crackers at times. Oh, you're not moving again. And it's all to do with your daylight, you see. I've got a shelf there which is quite sparse, but that's a dark corner up there, so there's no rush to fill that corner. And these are some of the little mounted ones here. Let's put that one there so it's got a little bit of room. So thank you for joining me today. Like I say, I've just got a few more things to do now, a few more things to water in here, and then I should be able to sit down and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Oh, for those who have been a subscriber for quite a while of mine, that big R word was coming up, you know, the retirement word. And I was due to retire in just about 3 or 4 weeks' time. And because I've worked all my life, and the thoughts of actually not going out to work at all sent me in panic mode as it's getting nearer. And so I went in to see our personnel chappie, and said, I don't think I'm ready for complete retirement yet. And he laughed at me. I knew you'd come in, he said, and he said I had a feeling. So I'm going to go down to 3 days a week and work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that will give us 4 days at home. And then maybe this time next year, when I'm past the 70 mark, I will be able to think, well, is it time now to, you know, to sit down and retire? But when you've been active all your life, it's very difficult to think I've got the orchids and we've got the garden, but I still have a very active mind. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. They leave such kind words, and I always think it's so nice to be kind when you're on YouTube. I mean, everybody makes an effort and to put a video on, and all those I watch I try and give a thumbs up because they've made the effort, and we all enjoy watching them. So from me to you, take care. And then, sorry, just to come in at the last minute like that, I thought maybe as we're going into the winter months now, and we're coming up for the middle of the month, so I may not do another video now until the middle of November. So if you don't hear and you're wondering, oh, why is Margaret not posting anything, is of course because it's that time of the year now when things don't move a lot. We might get a few spikes and a few new growths. There's a new leaf coming down there in that big phalaenopsis. So I shall just post at the moment round about the 15th of the month. So from me to you, take care. Bye bye now.